You know, one way to get information from place to place is to actually drive there, is to physically get in an automobile and move from one place to another. Of course, now with the advent of all this wonderful electronics technology, if all you need to do is move information, then you don't have to go from one place to another physically. You can do it using the internet, for example. That's what this program is about. A description of using these techniques with an online observatory. So the next stop is Patagonia Station. Hello, here I am at Patagonia Station, approximately 70 miles south of Tucson. What we're about to demonstrate is a very interesting concept of distance learning. I'm going to use an astronomical observatory located here in Patagonia. And while we're connected to the internet, in a few minutes my assistant will make that connection, and you will be able to see me, hopefully, live transmitting data from the observatory direct to you in this meeting site. So let's go and take a look around here first to see exactly what equipment is necessary and what is involved in doing this transmission. Facilities at Patagonia Station are varied. We have optical instruments, a radio telescope, which is coming online soon. The optical telescope, which is, this is the actual building from which the transmission will come from the telescope itself. And of course the beautiful mountains in this area in southeastern Arizona. We're approximately 15 miles north of the Mexican border. This view is coming from the observing deck of the control room. Shortly we'll venture into the control room where I can show you the actual facility inside, and from here is where the heart of this transmission is located. Come on in. This is the control room, and in a moment we'll get settled in and I'll show you exactly how the interconnection is made from video to the internet. There are 3 computers in the control room. The 2 you see here are the internet access computer, which is on the left. The computer on the right is the instrument computer, and we'll sweep over to the telescope computer. This particular computer controls all of the telescope functions. As you can see, the technique is hardware intense. 3 machines to do 3 functions. The internet computer is dedicated primarily for that function. In a few minutes, when the demonstration begins, you will be seeing my image live over the internet, broadcast by the internet computer. The telescope computer will be keeping tabs on the position of the telescope, and the telescope's instrument computer will be interacting with the CCD camera on the telescope, collecting data in real time. Keep in mind that what I tried to duplicate here is the exact facility plan that you could find at any major observatory today. This lends credibility to what the student is actually doing. They are indeed making astronomical observations in real time at an observatory with a professor helping them through the rough spots. Now what's interesting as well is, even though the internet image is not of the highest quality, I am able to send the student, while we are still online, if they desire, an image, a high quality image, by email, so that they can continue their work after the observing. Well, I think we'll head out to the observatory and I'll show you what the instrumentation there looks like. And then we'll, after that, be ready for a live demonstration. By the way, if you're seeing all of this, then we know the computer equipment is up and running at this end, as well as your end. So, let's go for it. Come on over to the observatory. Have to watch your head when you come in here. It's a little short and doorway-wise. Here we are at the telescope. It's a standard Schmidt-Cassegrain. Totally automated. I can control it from here, but also from the control room computer. This is the CCD camera, and this cable takes the data from the camera, transmits it to a computer that's in the dome, and then from here, that data is transmitted by cable to the control room. Once it's in the control room computer, then I'm able to take that data and hand it over to the video link, which then goes to the computer, which is connected to the internet. At that point, real-time astronomical data is able to be transmitted over the internet. And the students, as you will see shortly, can see the data in real time. If the data is sensible for their particular experiment, then they are able to request a very high resolution image, which I can send them from the observatory. At that point, they can sign off and work with their data. Or if from the live image it's not exactly what they had in mind, we can go ahead and collect another image for them. And this is done until they're satisfied with the image that they have. Because I am here live with them, I'm able to direct and answer any questions they may have. This is, of course, very helpful if you're a student in an introductory astronomy course not knowing what's going on. Now, of course, the advantages of this are that the student is able to use an astronomical observatory without having to actually get to the observatory. Although getting to an observatory and using the instrumentation in person is very rewarding as well. But for someone who's not too sure if that's what they want to do, this is a very, very viable alternative. Very important and very inexpensive once everything's set up. What you're looking at now is an image from the dome. There's the telescope, as you can see it, and of course I need to be able to switch the video back and forth. There are a number of cameras located at various places. For example, here's a control room camera. You're able to see my image now as it would appear over the internet. And I have a second control room camera which shows sort of a wide field layout of the entire situation in the control room. And then, of course, I can pick up what the computer is seeing, and at this time there are no images. I can rectify that very easily by moving the computer into its image capturing mode. And while I do that, you notice, by the way, I don't know how these colors are coming out, but my video card at this time is, I call it spectrally challenged. The colors are not quite right. So let's see if we can come up with an image on the system. At this time, everything is establishing itself. Let's go to the control room situation, and now I will pick up a file that I'm able to relay from the program. And shortly, what you'll see happen on this little section is an image of some object which. Okay, here we go. We're loading the image, and now we'll see the image being displayed. And here comes the image, and the student will see something like this, and you're going to see something like this shortly. This, by the way, is the Orion Nebula with several variable nebula stars, which I happen to be studying professionally. Well, there you have it. I hope in a few minutes our demonstration, our live demonstration, works well. And actually, where I am right now, just one final thing, this is the telescope computer. It's displaying where the telescope is located at this time, and I can control the telescope's motion from here. Keep in mind that while this looks like it's very instrument intense, I've used instrumentation which is readily available, essentially off-the-shelf components, as well as software. Nothing in here was actually designed from the ground up. Ergo, I make the statement it's relatively inexpensive. I can also, if you're interested, do the same for you, and we can automate and internet transmit any laboratory situation. So hopefully, now that we're ready to go, the next time you see me, it'll be live 70 miles from your location, from Patagonia Station in Patagonia, Arizona. See you in a few minutes.